The lights in the studio were dim, the air tense. Sophie stood center stage, a single spotlight casting her shadow long across the wooden floor. Across from her, Rob sat on a tall stool, silent, posture rigid. The audience held their breath. Cameras rolled. Sophie's voice wavered at first, then grew steady. "Rob," she began, "I've carried this for a long time, this feeling that we're not what we promised each other we'd be, that I promised myself I wouldn't settle. And somehow, I did." Her eyes flicked past him, scanning the room, the clutch of childhood photos, the just married banner behind them, the softly lit vignette of their shared life. All of it felt like a stage set of illusions. Rob's fingers drummed on the stool. He looked across at her, eyes cautious, hopeful for something she clearly wasn't going to say. "I know you love me," Sophie continued, voice firm now, "but loving someone isn't always enough. I told myself I'd wake up one day and know for sure, this is it, the man I dream of, the partner I imagined. And Rob, you're a good man, kind, loyal, generous, but you're not him. You're not the one I've been waiting for." A hush. Rob inhaled slowly. The live audience shifted, uncertain. "I felt trapped in our life together," Sophie confessed, "trapped by expectations, by the dream we sold, the happily ever after. And somewhere along the way I lost what I really wanted. I lost myself. I started pretending that the small apartment, the late nights, the silent dinners were okay, because I was supposed to be okay, but I'm not." Rob's lips parted, then closed. A flicker of hurt crossed his face. He swallowed hard. The camera zoomed in, the hard line across his brow, the glint of unshed tears. "Because of that," Sophie said, raising her voice, "I am ending our marriage. I'm pulling the plug. I'm letting us end, because we deserve the truth. However painful it might be, I cannot keep pretending that this is working when inwardly I know it's not." Shock across the room. The live audience gasped. The host paused. Rob slid off his stool, his legs shaking. He took a step forward. "Sophie, wait," but she raised a hand. "You don't have to say anything," she said quietly. "I know what this means. I know what I'm giving up and what you will feel. But I can't keep giving you half of myself. I won't keep giving you a life you deserve, when I don't have the energy to invest in it fully anymore." Rob's shoulders dropped. He exhaled. "So, this is it?" "Yes," Sophie said. "This is it." She turned and walked off the stage. Rob remained frozen, the stool empty and spotlighted behind him. The host stepped in. The segment ended. The credits rolled. Why this moment lands so hard? There are so many layers in this scene. Sophie's awakening. She realizes that what she thought she wanted, the glamorous wedding, the fix-it relationship, the dreamboat husband, isn't the same as what truly fulfills her. Her pull-the-plug moment is less about blame and more about truth. Rob's devastation. He doesn't understand it fully. He expected recommitment, repair, the same story they've been telling each other and the cameras. But the goalposts have moved. The show setting amplifies it. On a program like 90-Day Diaries, built on high-stakes emotion, visas, expectations and transformation, the moment of dissolution hits with electric impact. The dream versus reality tension. They married in idyllic beach fashion, the romance, the vow renewal, the Instagram perfection. But behind the scenes, misaligned dreams, unmet expectations, friction. The pulling of the plug is as much on the dream as on the relationship. Imagining the fallout in the days after the episode airs, Sophie emerges from the set, bright-eyed but subdued. She says to friends, "I feel free, terrified, but free." She talks of rediscovering herself, revisiting the things she gave up, her art, her travel, her quiet mornings. Rob is photographed walking alone on the beach at dawn, headphones in, trying not to cry. He posts an Instagram reel, a quote from a song, "I did everything I could to hold on, but sometimes the hardest thing is letting go." Social media erupts, fans pick sides, some blaming Sophie for being harsh, others applauding her courage. Memes and reaction videos follow. When you realize he's the wrong Netflix show and you need to switch to the right one. A broader reflection: what this moment taps into is universal, the fear of misinvestment. How many of us stay in relationships, jobs, cities, because we should be there, because we promised, because the exterior says working, because who wants to admit the center is hollow? Sophie's decision becomes a mirror. She says, "I promised you, I promised me, I tried, but I realized the promise was not what I need anymore." It also raises questions. Is it failure to walk away? Or is it courage to redefine success? To accept that some stories end not with happily ever after but with growth and self-truth. The show's audience sees not just drama but a shift, breaking the script. What's next? For Sophie, the next few episodes will show her solo journey. Maybe she travels back to the UK, meets old friends, reads letters she wrote to her younger self. We'll see her building new routines, maybe nervous dates, maybe introspective sessions. The pain of the breakup will linger, but so will the lightness of possibility. For Rob, his arc may go via self-reflection. We might catch him in therapy, confronting his shortcomings, discovering what it meant that he was the wrong person for Sophie. Will he change? Will he move on? The cameras will follow. For the show, this climactic moment resets stakes. It shifts from will they make it to what now? It invites viewers to root not only for couple success but for individual integrity. The marriage's end becomes as meaningful as a reconciliation would have been. In that stage-lit moment, Sophie's spotlight, Rob's silence, the hushed audience, a chapter closed. She pulled the plug, and though the lights might dim, the screen didn't go blank. It flickered with what comes next: uncertainty, courage, and the promise of something real. If you'd like, I can pull together a scene-by-scene breakdown of the episode, with hypothetical dialogue, beats and camera angles, or character profiles for Sophie and Rob as they exist now in the aftermath. Would you prefer that?